Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 62? 62, let's go with 62. We're nearly at 64 where I can sing the 64 Zulane theme song. But no, we're here for episode 62, week 2 of April. And Battle of the Belts is coming up, and we will hear when Battle of the Belts is coming up later on in the show. But we've got Dynamite and Collision, as we always do. And we start in the pre-show. Kairi against Trish Adora. And in a decent match, Kairi gets the win with the insane elbow, defeating Trish in 16 minutes. Kairi with a 71, Trish with a 57. Pretty good. I'll take it. A 68 overall. That is quite a nice little result. Following this, though, we've got some tag team action and a very makeshift tag team on one side. But we do have 2/3 of the World Trios champions, Kenta and Chris Bay, taking on Blake Christian and Stu Grayson. Stu Grayson, the final surviving member of the Dark Order. Because I quite like Stu, but I hate the rest of them. So, I mean, in real life, Stu's not even part of the Dark Order anymore, is he? Either way, Stu's here, he's on his own, but he's got Blake by his side for now. Decent wrestling, not much heat. Kenta and Chris Bay get the win, of course they do, in 10 minutes when Chris Bay pins Blake Christian with the art of finesse. Looking at the numbers here, you know, no one's spectacular. Apologies if you heard my doorbell then. I'm hoping that my fiance is getting it. Oh, what a dream. Chris Bay with a 69, Kenta with a 65, Stu and Blake, meh, they're fine. Lost heat, I need to stop doing that. I need to put these as like a team with Chris thingy so it won't affect it. Either way, 66 overall, cool. Let's head straight into our opening show when the best buck, Nick Jackson, comes out and he is not happy. As we know, at the beginning of the Owen Hart Cup, he was a little bit cheesed off that he wasn't included in that tournament because, you know, he believes that he is the best buck and the best wrestler in AEW, deserving of a world title opportunity. So he calls out Will Ospreay and he challenges him tonight. He says, Will, I've got it arranged, main event tonight, me versus you. All you need to do is say yes, because let's be honest, if I was in the Owen Hart Cup, then you wouldn't have this world title opportunity. It would be me facing John Moxley in the future. To which Will Ospreay comes out and says, you really want to challenge me, Nick? I mean, by all means, mate, let's do this. So the main event tonight is Will Ospreay taking on Nick Jackson. This isn't necessarily winner takes the world title opportunity, but I mean, if Nick does win, then he can make one hell of a case as to why he should. After this, though, we've got singles action, and I believe last week we saw Bryan Danielson in some action, and this week we thought we'd put Daniel Garcia in some action. He faces off against El Generico, and in a good match, Daniel Garcia gets the win by submitting El Generico with a sharpshooter. Daniel Garcia with an 82, El Generico with a 77, an 82 rating overall. That is pretty nice. I've got an idea of something we can do with El Generico, but I just need to kind of work out how it's going to work. It involves being in a tag team. But yeah, I've got so many tag team ideas in my head. Like, there's so many people I want to pair together, but patience. Can't throw it all in at once. But Daniel Garcia gets the win, non-title match. And post-match, Bryan comes out to kind of semi-congratulate Daniel Garcia, but also just to stare him down, eyeball that title a little bit, and say, soon, that title's going to be mine. And Garcia's kind of just like, get out of my face, man. So this match will be happening at Battle of the Belts, which will be confirmed later on in the show. I mean, I could just tell you now, but why would I? It's involved in a segment. Let's wait. Be patient, guys. Jeez. Get off my back. After this, we've got some women's action. It's Hikaru Shida taking on Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna, someone I really want to use more. I'm just trying to find a way to weasel her into the main show. Like, she gets win after win in the pre-show. So, giving her a chance against Hikaru, probably one of the best women on our roster. And, 78. Look at that. In about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. It is Hikaru Shida who does come out on top, of course, defeating Diona in 19 minutes with the full metal muffler. Hikaru Shida getting a nice win after losing against Rebecca Knox at AEW Revolution. And post-match, Hikaru Shida grabs the mic because she's got something to announce. She announces that she will be challenging the IWGP Women's Champion at Battle of the Belts. Now, last time I checked, which was about a month ago, Mayu Iwatani was still the IWGP Women's Champion. So I will have to check that, and I will also have to loan her in order to challenge for that title. But at Battle of the Belts, it will be Hikaru Shida facing off whomever the IWGP Women's Champion is at that time. So Hikaru looking to go international, and so she should, man. She'll kill it everywhere. But that's obviously if she wins, because last time we saw the IWGP belt on an AEW show, it was in fact Mercedes Moné losing that title. So, you know, not the best of luck. After this, though, we've got some tag team action, and it is Drew Galloway and Lance Archer teaming up again. Seemed to enjoy it last time, so why not run it back? And they are taking on the best friends of Trent Beretta and Chucky T. And in about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Galloway and Archer get the win, when this time Archer gets the pin. He pins Trent Beretta with the blackout. Drew Galloway once again carrying the match. Great performance from Drew. He's a star, and I'm sure him and Archer are going to be very, very dominant in this tag division. 77 overall. Chucky T with a 70. Go on, my son. Archer with a 71. He's hella inconsistent. And Trent with a 69. Who'd have thought Trent would be the worst performing in this match? But yeah, got the crowd buzzing though, so that's a win. I will take that very much. After this, we do head backstage, where we have got Prince Devitt speaking with Swerve Strickland. And it seems that Devitt is sympathising with Swerve, saying, you know, you shouldn't have trusted MJF in the first place. And Swerve is just like, man, I'm just about the money. I don't even care that much. And don't worry, he'll get his comeuppance at some point. Maybe comeuppance isn't the kind of word that Swerve Strickland would use. But Devitt says, well, if you need anything, because, you know, I'm keen to get my revenge on MJF too, you just let me know. And don't worry, it's not going to cost you anything. And Swerve's like, I appreciate that, but I think I've got it from here. So it seems like MJF has now doubled his amount of enemies from 1 to 2. Swerve Strickland wanting a piece of MJF. And I haven't included this angle because I forgot to, but a graphic pops up, which would have been later on in the show, but I'm going to do it now, otherwise I'll forget. The main event of next week's Dynamite will be MJF facing off against Swerve Strickland. He will get his match and potentially his revenge. So yeah, that's happening, and that should be a really good match, to be honest. Swerve's great in the ring. MJF, of course, we know is one of the best talents we've got, so very exciting for that. After this, we return to the ring, and AJ Mendez is out here with Soraya, the Bullet Club Gold members. You kind of forget they're BC Gold members sometimes. And AJ calls out Jade Cargill because, you know, she's not happy about that surprise loss a few weeks ago. She says, I can't seem to shake it, so I need to get a win. And I can only get that win against Cargill. So Cargill, get out here. So Jade Cargill comes out very cockily. You know, she's got Layla Gray by her side again. And she's like, what? You want me to hand you an arse whipping again? And AJ's like, no. How about, instead of a one-on-one, you and your little pet there take on me and Soraya, and we'll show you why we're Bullet Club Gold. So Jade kind of looks at Layla, and Layla's like, I'm ready, I can do this. And she's like, all right, let's do it. So up next, we will have some tag team action. It is AJ Mendez and Soraya of Bullet Club Gold taking on Jade Cargill and her apparent pet, Layla Gray. Didn't think this is going to be a great one, let's be honest. But in a poor match, about to say good. AJ Mendez and Soraya of Bullet Club Gold defeat the baddies, as they call themselves, in 9 minutes when AJ pins Layla with the Shining Wizard. Soraya with a 55, AJ with a 63. Layla with a 34, and Jade Cargill, who was off her game, got a 62. So if Jade wasn't off her game, she would have been the best performing person in this match. Wow. I mean, I'm happy with that. Even though 63 is not a great match result to have on a main show, I'm willing to let Jade cook per se. I mean, this is cooking for her, so yeah, let's let her have it. But either way, she did get the loss. AJ and Saraya get the win, putting their guns up, I guess, because that's the Bullet Club way. But this does take us into our main event. As confirmed earlier tonight, Will Ospreay will be taking on Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson believes that if he was in the Owen Hart Cup, then Will Ospreay would not have won it or even made it to the final, because Nick says that he is not only the best buck, but he is the best wrestler in AEW. And Will Ospreay has been touted by many as the best wrestler in the world. So let's see who comes out on top. Ospreay, Jackson, let's do it. Oh, a 91. That is what we needed to end the show. I'm very happy with that. In a bout that had superb wrestling, my favourite word, and a decent reaction from the crowd, Will Ospreay defeats Nick Jackson in 25 minutes and 50 seconds with the Stormbreaker. A 91. 87 from Ospreay and 84 from Jackson. Let's have a look at the dirt sheet. Anything spicy? Knocking us down. Just the announcing quality for low experience. That's fine. Yeah, awesome match here. 91 to end the show. Nick putting on one hell of a display, proving that he is one of the best. But Will Ospreay remains on top in this match, though, because post-match we hear, wow, dang, bam, bam, and everyone's losing their mind. They're thinking, holy shit, Moxley is here. And he is, but only on the screen. Moxley is here, and he says, great win, Will, and congratulations on your Owen Hart Cup win. Sorry I haven't contacted you sooner. I've been a little bit distracted with Collision things, but I am here to confirm that yes, you have earned a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity against me, and you don't have to wait long, because at Battle of the Belts in 2 weeks time, 2 episodes time, it will be me and you in the main event. Get ready to lose. I'll see you there. And that is how we end our show. Moxley confirming that Battle of the Belts is in 2 weeks time, so week 4, April, on Friday. The main event has been confirmed. Jon Moxley defending his title against the Owen Hart Cup winner, Will Ospreay. And we've also got a bunch of other matches already confirmed for that. Demi Bennett said that she wants her match at Battle of the Belts. That will be happening. We know that Daniel Garcia and Bryan Danielson will be having their match, and there will also be the Trios title match. So that's already, 4 matches confirmed, and I think in total there is, give me a sec, 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, the IWGP as well, that's 5. 1 more match to be confirmed. 6 matches for Battle of the Belts. Let's finish the show and see how we did. An 88, of course it would be good. You get a 90 plus main event, and that just carries the rest of the card. Not to say it was a bit bad before, we got a nice 82 here, 78 from Shida and Purrazzo, 77 here. That was a little bit lackluster, but it was kind of sandwiched between a killer segment from AJ and a killer match between Ospreay and Jackson. But yeah, awesome match, love that. Let's end this and jump straight over to Collision. I'll see you guys there. Okay, here we are for Collision, and we open with a 6-woman match. It's the Ito Respect Army of Emi Sakura, Riho, and Suzume taking on Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, and Ashley Blackheart in our pre-show. And in a match that had subpar wrestling and no heat, Willow, Chris, and Ashley defeat the Ito Respect Army. It seems like the Respect Army aren't very good unless they've got the deputy, Miyu Yamashita, and the leader, Maki Ito. Because, Willow, Chris, and Ashley made it quite light work here, where Ashley pins Emi Sakura with the Fright Night. Suzume was the weak link. Oh, it looks like Ashley got an injury as well, which sucks. That's not very good. Looking at the other things down here, Suzume with 35, Riho with a 63, which is very good for Riho. 41 for Suzume, 45 for Ashley, which was hindered because of a broken collarbone. Ouch. Chris Statlander with a 58 and Willow with a 57. A 50 overall. And Mark Henry's here to let us know that she's broke her collarbone. No one caused it though, which, you know, is always a bonus. I hate it when there's like a botch. And then in our second and final pre-show match, it's all women in the pre-show. Don't worry, there are women on the main card too. It's Athena taking on Natsupoi. And in a pre-show match that had decent wrestling, but no crowd heat again, Athena gets the win with the O-face. Athena with a 62 and Natsupoi with a 54. The Ring of Honor Women's World Champion continues to win on the pre-show and in Ring of Honor. 61 overall, you know, it's fine, it's decent. It's mid-card quality for our women's division now. But yeah, this takes us into our main show, and if you remember from the last episode, we received confirmation that Jeff Cobb will be taking on Shane Haste in his return, I'd say, in his new character as a Combat Club member, and that match kicks off AEW Collision. So let's have a look and see what goes down. 78, better than I thought it'd be. In a decent match, Shane Haste gets the win. He defeats Jeff Cobb in 23-34 with the corkscrew 450. However, he didn't do it on his own. Jon Moxley appeared and had to help out by taking out Jeff Cobb, rolling him back into the ring, allowing for Shane Haste to get the win. Cobb with an 82, Haste with a 61. And yeah, that is what happened. Post-match though, in Combat Club fashion, the beatdown didn't stop there, as the remaining member, I should say, because Wheeler Yuta is currently out injured, Zack Sabre Jr. comes out to inflict a little bit more pain on Cobb when Claudio Castagnoli comes out and saves Jeff Cobb from the beatdown. He takes out Haste, he takes out Zack Sabre Jr., and just before he can do anything to Moxley smartly rolls out of the ring because, you know, he knows he's a little bit smarter than the rest of them. And Claudio helps Cobb to his feet, standing in the ring with the remaining members of the Combat Club all on the outside looking on very angrily. But that is how this segment ends. Claudio saving good old Jeff Cobb, Mr. In Form, from the attack from the new look, again for the third time now, Combat Club. 95 rate segment, love it. After this though, we go backstage and we see Britt Baker approaching Jamie Hayter, and Britt just welcomes Jamie back. She said, "Hey Jamie, it's great to see you in action last week. You looked amazing out there, the best, honestly, I think I've ever seen you." And Jamie's like, "Britt, what do you want?" And Britt's like, "Look, I made some mistakes. You know, we've all made mistakes, but my mistakes are big, and I can only apologize for my decision making, my actions, and my betrayal of someone who's been really, really good to me in AEW. So I just wanted to apologize. I'm not expecting us to be best friends again or anything. I just want to be civil. I want the two of us to just be okay, so that when we pass in the locker rooms, we can say hi, we can maybe catch up. At the minimum, I'd really like that." And Jamie just says, "Well, thank you for your apology, Britt. But I don't know. I'm not really here for friends anymore. I'm just here to win. So I will be civil with you because, you know, no bad blood. There's no point holding grudges. But in terms of friends, no, that's never going to happen again. But thank you for your apology." And Jamie just walks off, and Britt's like, "Oh, well, you know, I tried." 77 here. Britt Baker's got a new catchphrase. Maybe it's the "I tried." Probably not. But yeah, good little segment here. Britt trying to patch things up with Jamie, and Jamie just saying, "Yo, you know, we don't have to be friends. We can just, you know, be civil, leave it at that. See you later, mate." After this, though, we've got tag team action. We've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest of our matches are all tag team matches. Wasn't done on purpose, but it's a tag team heavy show. We love tag team matches. And it's 2/3 of La Facción who will be facing Bullet Club Gold at Battle of the Belts. Rush and Andrade taking on Legion of Pain. That's Dinza and Selmani. 81, nice. And in a decent match, Andrade and Roosh defeat Legion of Pain in 14 minutes when Roosh pins Selmani with the Roosh driver. The numbers here are a little bit odd. You're thinking, why the hell is Andrade a 68? It's because I marked this match as an all-out brawl because Roosh and both members of Legion of Pain have pretty good brawling stats. So Andrade kind of took a back seat here, but Roosh definitely the star of the show here. 84 performance from Roosh. He is a monster of a wrestler, especially when you put him in a brawl. 81 overall, love that. Andrade and Roosh building that momentum for Battle of the Belts when they take on Punk, Bay and Kenta. Following this though, speaking of Punk, Bay and Kenta, they appear on the Titantron on the screen, just as John Moxley did in the Dynamite episode. And Punk just, does a little spiel of just like, we welcome the challenge. Bullet Club Gold are the greatest team in wrestling history. And after recently adding Jay White back to the fold, you best believe that there is no way we are dropping the gold. And I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. And I'm very happy that it did. So, yeah. Just hyping up this match a little bit between these guys, Punk, Kenta and Bay, ready for the challenge that is La Faction. I believe they faced each other before in the past, have they? I don't know, but it'll be a good match nonetheless. After this, we return to the ring and we've got more tag team action. It's the other two members of the Ito Respect Army, Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita, also known as 121 Million, I think, taking on Storm and Soho. And in a bout that had decent wrestling but little heat, of course, it's Ito and Yamashita that get the win. Ito making Tony Storm tap with the Ito Deluxe. Maki Ito with a 74, Miyu with a 67, Tony Storm with a 63, and Riho with a 50. 73 overall. That wasn't a real fart. That was me reacting to Ruby Soho's rating. Oh my god, we're popular today. Sorry if you heard that doorbell. I mean, come on. But of course, Spanish Lena's gone to get it because she's a real trooper. 73 rated match. Decent rating. Maki Ito is just on the run of her life. And rightly so. Miyu Yamashita as well, second in command, proving that she is up there as well. Storm and Soho, unfortunately, eating the pins this week. After this, though, we got more tag team action, and this is just thrown together. Let's see what numbers it can produce. It's the good old tag team of Hook and Hobbs taking on the Acclaimed. And in a decent match, Hook and Hobbs get the win. They defeat the Acclaimed in 14:41 when Hook makes Max Caster tap with the red rum, and Hook continues his amazing win streak as the FTW World Champion with an 86 performance. He is unreal. Hobbs with a 63, which is fine. It's Powerhouse Hobbs. And then Bowens and Caster around the 60s. Just this match just to kind of get Hook back on TV without having to defend his title. And the Hook and Hobbs connection are a pretty cool little duo. 76 overall. We'll take it. We head backstage now where Rebecca Knox is hyping up her championship match at Battle of the Belts against Demi Bennett. She says that they've had wars in the past at different companies, but in AEW it's going to be different when Rebecca Knox is going to walk out as the AEW Women's World Champion and prove why she is the man of the women's division. 88 segment, it's a Knox promo, it's going to be decent, so let's just carry on and look forward to that at Battle of the Belts. That will be part of our double main event. It will be the women's world title and the men's world title main eventing that show. We stay backstage where good old RJ City, I know you all love him, is interviewing Keith Lee about the weird thing that happened last week when all of Death Triangle surrounded him and then disappeared. So Keith Lee is talking about it when suddenly, of course, Death Triangle appear again. Pac, Pentagon and Ray Fenix appear surrounding both RJ City and Keith Lee. RJ kind of scoots out of the way when Pac, Pentagon and Ray Fenix just launch an aggressive attack on Keith Lee, beating the living shit out of this man. And you can just hear RJ in the background because it's RJ just being like, oh wow, my god, because why not. It says that RJ here was very underwhelming. That's not very nice. We love RJ City. But he improvised well, so yeah, you know, wins and losses, I guess. 74 rated segment. Thought it'd be a bit better than this, but hey ho, we'll take it. Keith Lee, the target of Death Triangle, which is probably the worst thing you want to be. After this, we head to our main event, and I haven't actually revealed what the main event is yet, but it's a doozy. The Golden Lovers are defending their World Tag Team titles tonight against a new tag team that have had back-to-back wins. That's the team of Darby Allin and the recently returning / debuting 18-year-old Nick Wayne. Let's see how that goes. A 94. Nick Wayne in a 94. Man got a 59 performances in a 94 match. That is what we like to call the Golden Lover effect. You put them in a tag team against anyone. I mean, Big Bill got a 90 like a month ago with these guys. But in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, the Golden Lovers, of course they do, they defeat Darby Allin and Nick Wayne in 19 minutes. Not even that long of a match. When Kenny Omega pins Nick Wayne with the Golden Trigger. This is now defense number 5 of the Golden Lovers AEW World Tag Team titles. And of course, Kenny Omega was head and shoulders above everyone else with a 97 performance, close to perfect. Kota with a 78, Darby with a 79, and Nick Wayne with a 59. It's okay, he's only a teenager. Leave him alone. Got the crowd buzzing as we finish the show. But before we finish the show, Hangman Page and Bandido come out just with a slow clap. Just clapping Omega and Ibushi, and Hangman grabs the mic to say, well done guys, great win against Darby Allin and a 10-year-old. If you remember, a few months ago we faced you guys on Collision and defeated you 1-2-3 in the ring. That led us to our tag team title match at Revolution, where you defeated us. Congratulations. But if my calculations are correct, that means that we are 1-1, and I don't know about you, but I would like there to be a third match. So the ball is in your court, Omega, Ibushi. We want another match. We want a decider. Hangman and Bandido against the Golden Lovers 3. We await your answer. And that is how we end AEW Collision, where Hangman and Bandido setting the challenge on Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi for a decider, a third match between these two huge tag teams. I'm sure Kenny and Kota are going to agree to that, but it is a little bit late in the day to confirm that for Battle of the Belts, because in a post-show Twitter segment, our next and final Battle of the Belts match is confirmed. Keith Lee speaks to Nigel McGuinness on the phone and says that he wants all of Death Triangle at Battle of the Belts, and the graphic pops up. It's shared on social media. Keith Lee will be facing Pac, Ray Fenix and Pentagon Jr. in a 4-way match for his AEW International title, and that is the final match that rounds off Battle of the Belts, which is in 2 weeks time on Friday. Let's see how we did. I mean, with a main event like that, it's going to be pretty baller. An 88. Ooh, not bad. 2 amazing back-to-back shows. Ospreay Jackson getting a 90 plus in Dynamite, and then the Golden Lovers, Allin and Wayne, getting a 90 plus as well. That's how you want to end every show, with a 90 plus killer. But yeah, an 88 overall. Love this. Andrade Rush building some momentum ahead of their trios match. Who's going to be the third member? We're assuming Sammy, but Dralistico has been there a while. Shane Haste getting a surprising win on Jeff Cobb, Mr. Inform, thanks to a little bit of help from John Moxley. Hook and Hobbs, just being Hook and Hobbs. Maki Ito continuing her great run. Rebecca Knox is ready for Demi Bennett at Battle of the Belts. And yeah, I think that rounds off everything. So thank you very much for this episode, guys. Next week will be our usual Dynamite and Collision, and the week after will be our special bumper episode with Battle of the Belts. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. But with that, please like, comment, subscribe, share, do it all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.